What's up, family? Welcome back to a new video. And in today's video, we're talking about first-time home buyers. What are my recommendations for you guys to win in the end of 2024? We're gonna talk about it. Sit back, relax, let's go. All right, y'all, if this is your first time on the channel, allow me to say hello. My name is Raymond, and I am a real estate broker here in Metro Atlanta. I work with buyers and sellers that are looking to relocate to the area, as well as buyers and sellers that are already here looking to buy and sell. So if you're looking for a home or sell your home, definitely feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me a call, shoot me a text, and we'll get a consultation scheduled and get started with the process. All right, and if you are a frequent viewer or a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. And I hope that in today's video, I'm able to give you some value on what I think is the best decision for first-time home buyers for the remainder of 2024 and beyond, to be honest. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, y'all, so here's what I want to discuss today. First-time home buyers, right? What should you be doing in 2024 to win? And my answer to you is new construction. Right now, new construction is probably the very best way for first-time home buyers to win for the remainder of 2024. And I got 3 reasons. So I'm just gonna break it straight down for you, and we're gonna talk as we walk through this new development here coming up in Riverdale. But the very first thing I believe that you need to understand about why new construction is your best driver for 2024, and I believe the Q1 of 2025. The number one reason are the incentives. It is hard to beat a new home builder's incentive right now. In our current environment where interest rates are, 6.8, 7.1% for just about prime borrowers. As a prime borrower with perfect credit, great DTI, you're probably still looking at 6.8, 6.7 if you're lucky, okay? So rates are still high. And what that has done is essentially reduce your buying power. As the rates increase, your buying power decrease because there are metrics for you to be able to qualify for a mortgage. You have what we call debt to income ratio, and they factor in what the anticipated mortgage is gonna be, and that influences the DTI. So if the prospective mortgage is rising, then of course your DTI ratios are gonna be rising as well. And so that is essentially how higher interest rates can price you out. It can literally reduce your buying power to so little that you can't afford anything that's practical for what you need. All right. And so that's why new home builders are gonna win in 2025. And you may be asking yourself, well, if the market is so bad, why are they still building brand new homes? Because this is the only option for some people, okay? So the very first reason why, as a first-time home buyer, you should definitely be behind new construction, for sure, all right, is the incentives. Most builders right now have what we call special rates or buy-down rates, okay? Some of them are doing what we call the first year, second year, third year rates are fixed, okay? And they're like tier. So the lowest rate that I've seen so far is 3.99 first year, 4.99 second year, and 5.9 fixed for the remainder of the 30-year mortgage. So those type of rates are definitely attractive, especially when you are up against a 7.1, right? So that's the first point of the incentives. The second incentive is closing costs. Right now, people are really cash strapped and don't have, a lot of people don't have all of their own monies, all of their liquidity on their own. And as a first-time home buyer, of course, you will receive the down payment assistance. Here in Georgia, we have what we call the Georgia Dream Program. And it starts at $7,500 and it increases up to $12,500 for healthcare, law enforcement, and teachers. So you do have those down payment incentives from outside forces, but you also get, for some builders, up to $20,000 in closing costs. That is a considerable amount of money when you're talking about not having any or having very little to contribute to your own purchase. So it can be done with new construction. All right, so incentives are the first reason. I know I've talked about incentives now for the last like 4 minutes, but again, incentives are the reason why you as a first-time home buyer should be looking at new construction. All right, so now the second thing is first-time home buyer, one of your biggest things outside of financially, right, outside of money, it is for most of my clients that come to me that are first-time home buyers is, Raymond, I don't know anything about renovating or fixing, or if something breaks, I don't want to be stuck with the bill. I don't want to buy a house on Monday and have to spend $10,000 on Wednesday, right? And new construction is a great way to offset that fear, to remove that fear, essentially. When you buy a new home, you will have warranties that will protect your interest and your downright responsibility to fix stuff. So for most builders, the home warranty is as follows. When you buy a brand new home, you typically will receive a two-year manufacturer's warranty on all of the appliances or systems in the house. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you will receive a 10-year structural warranty on the home, the foundation. All right. And then optionally, but most builders do this, they will have what we call a 1-year labor warranty, all right, on their workmanship or builder's workmanship warranty. And that warranty says, hey, if we did anything wrong while we were constructing your home for the first year, we'll stand by that work. So if, say, the cabinets fall off the wall, right? You can call the builder and they'll come and put the cabinets back on the wall. Now, I've never had a builder where the cabinets fell off the wall. That's just an example, okay? All right, so that is another reason why, as a first-time home buyer, new construction truly should be like high on your list of consideration, okay? Because you have those incentives on closing costs. You have these special interest rates that will allow you ultimately, flat out, be able to qualify for the home. Whereas if you're looking at buying a resale, you may not even qualify for that same purchase price amount because of that lower interest rate, okay? And then, of course, the third thing is the warranties. So first-time home buyers, I believe it's a no-brainer that you should be focusing on prioritizing new construction. And you should not wait to 2025, okay? If you have the ability to buy a house, right? Now, let me tell you what the abilities are to buy a house. We'll do a quick little synopsis on what it takes to buy a home, okay? The very first thing is you need to have a job, right? Go figure. You need to have a job, and you need to have had that job or that career for the last 2 consecutive years, all right? If you have a break in that employment, we can discuss it. We can get you on the phone with the loan officer and y'all can go in depth. But generally speaking, all right, 2 years of employment in the same industry is the employment baseline. The second thing is your credit score. FHA requires you to have a 580 credit score, middle score, all right? Now, that's what the minimum credit score is to buy the house. But again, some of these incentives are wrapped around you being a more middle of the road credit tier or perfect credit. So just know that not every program that a new builder is going to offer generally you may qualify for, but you should qualify for something for sure. But you want to have at least a 580 score to qualify generally for a mortgage, but you really want to be about 640, 680 generally. All right, that's when you start qualifying across the board for like the down payment assistance. With VA as well is a 660. So, you know, 680 is truly a great score to have when you're thinking about buying a home, and that's the middle score, all right? The next thing you need to have is you need to have your debts in order, meaning you need to be current, and if you are in any type of forbearance, you need to have your documentation ready to show how much your principal balance is, because as of the last, I think 5 years ago, they changed the law when it came to the student loan repayment responsibility. So that student loan debt now goes into your debt to income ratio, okay? So you need to be able to have your documentation of how much you owe, and the lender will factor it out on a 1% scale, even if you're not in repayment, okay? So that's, then the last thing is your rental or your housing verification. Where are you living now? Are you in an apartment? Are you in a lease or you're living with family. You want to make sure you have your documentation ready to support. If you're living with family, that's fine. If you are living in an apartment or any type of rental capacity, just be prepared to provide your landlord's information, okay? All right, family, there's one more thing that I forgot to mention when we were talking about the requirements, and that's going to be taxation. You need to make sure that the last 2 years' tax returns are filed and complete, okay? The lender will need a copy of that. So those are the baselines to qualify for a mortgage. So if you can qualify, right now is the time to do it. 2025, when the natural interest rates start to fall down, incentives will follow. You won't get incentivized, if you will, to buy when there's no need to incentivize you. All right, so guys, look, get off the fence. If you really can buy, if you meet those qualifications, give me a call. If you don't have an agent in Metro Atlanta, give me a call. If you have an agent, I can't help you, right? I'm an agent. I'm looking for you to work with me. That's the point of me saying to call me so that I can represent you and take you on this journey. But if you do have an agent, then you have the power now from watching this video to feel empowered. Because I'm telling you right now, in 2025, when the interest rates fall naturally, we're going to see a more influx of buyer demand. And that ultimately is going to change, pricing. It's going to change a lot of things. All right. And the last thing I want to leave you with is, as a first-time home buyer and you're buying because you need to use all of these incentives, you need to prioritize homes that can close in 60 days. That is how you get the incentives, all right? Coming in thinking you're gonna get all of the incentives in the world and you wanna build from the ground up, that's the wrong way to think about it. Incentives, most of the times, 9 times out of 10, are tied to 2 things: using a preferred lender and homes that are what we call spec homes. Homes that are already in construction that the builder don't want to get stuck with holding the bag, all right? So if you can get in there and buy it before they're stuck holding the bag, they're gonna incentivize you for doing so. So don't think that you're gonna just go in and, I'm gonna build the house the way I want it all the time and pick out every color. You may not get the option of doing that on your first one, but this is just your first house. And the national average, the National Association of Realtors tell us that the average time of home ownership for most buyers is only 5 years. So if within that 5-year time, more than likely, you're gonna be calling me and say, hey man, I wanna sell this house and I wanna buy another one. So don't put so much emphasis on making your first home your perfect home, because guess what? It's not your last one. So what we wanna do is we wanna make sure that you can buy, right, comfortably, financially, right, the best financial decision for you to where you're not house poor, because we don't believe in that. And 2, that a house meets your needs. It meets what you need to have. If you need 3 bedrooms, we need to get a 3-bedroom. If you need a 4, you got a 4, right? If it meets the financial plus what you need, buy that house, because I'm telling you, that is how you're gonna win and beat everybody else in 2025. So if you enjoyed today's video, drop a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything that I discussed, definitely reach out to me, all right? And I would love to get you those answers. And obviously, all of my contact information is up on the screen. Feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me a call, shoot me a text. We'll schedule a consultation and we'll talk about where you are in your process, and we will sign an agreement and get started with working together and representing your interests, okay? And yeah, so I hope to hear from you. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope it gave you some value on how you can win as a first-time home buyer right now for the remainder of 2024. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.